everybody. Welcome to another edition of Moron versus Fanboy. I'm your host, Lon Lopez.
And I'm Derek McCaw. We are two self-styled pop culture experts waiting for our turn on the red carpet.
Ooh, that sounds good. I do like red carpets.
I know you do.
I just, most of the time, though, I just hope they match the drapes. You know,
set up, spike. Yeah.
So we've got a lot to talk about this week, but the way Derek brings it up, our big, things are, awards shows are happening and things are going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on. So, we got a lot to talk about tonight, and hopefully it'll be entertaining to you, and maybe the ones you love. I don't know. But how was your week, Derek?
Oh, it was fine. We had a good 3-day week, actually a 4-day weekend. I had Friday off as well. So.
It is MLK Day today.
Yes.
Hail the King.
As we were recording this. So, I've spent the weekend in Los Angeles and got to catch up with old friends and see a couple of cool shows.
That's great. And we want to thank all the people that have been tweeting us and writing us, showing all their support that they're watching the show, and also those that are watching us on the television in San Jose and Campbell. So thank you.
You can still tweet us, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
Tweet us at all our little cool
Well, we'll
stuff.
get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Anyways, we're going to just jump right into it. So we're going to start tonight with our cover story. So it's funny, Derek, that you bring up the red carpet. There is an award show that happened this last weekend that we are actually, we sent a correspondent down there to cover. We won't talk about it tonight, but if you're interested to find out what show that was, check back at check MoronLife.com this week.
So we're going to have MoronLife bonus content.
Yeah, you're going to have some MoronLife bonus content
Fanboy Planet
this
will
week.
not run it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little
risque.
Risque, we'll call it.
Well, there we go.
But we don't want to go over risque.
No, but we do want to talk about an award ceremony that'll be coming in a month or two, but the nominations were announced last week, and that's our cover story.
Our cover story tonight, we are talking about basically the Super Bowl, the main enchilada, the Tostito Bowl of the Hollywood...
The Independent Spirit Awards.
Yes,
talking about.
The Cable Ace Awards is what we're talking about tonight.
Do those even still exist?
I don't think so. I think they were replaced by the Independent Spirit Nacho Award or something.
Well, anyway.
But yeah, the Oscar nominations were announced last week, and we're going to talk about a little of it tonight. But let's... there were 9 Best Picture nominees announced last week.
Yes.
Now, previously, Derek, we were talking earlier off camera about how before it used to be just 5, right?
It was 5 until, I think, 2 years ago. And then because they wanted to find a way to acknowledge that there were movies that were doing very well, that were popular favorites, that were still good, but they weren't necessarily as arty. So that's then they expanded out to 10. And last year was 8, and then this year is 9, right?
9, yeah. So, and we're showing some of those right now. I'll just go over the list here. We had American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street, Marty Scorsese's epic drama.
Controversial, epic black comedy, I think, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's kind of dark, yeah, for sure. And out of all of these, me and you we're both going to give our reviews of what we thought of these pictures. Yes. And we're going to...
I take my movie going seriously.
And at the end, we're going to just maybe give our pick for Best Picture. Mm-hmm. Maybe our both individual, maybe we'll agree. Kind of like Siskel and Ebert. Sometimes they agreed, sometimes they didn't agree.
Except we both have an eating disorder.
And we're both still alive. Yeah.
Too soon!
Oh, sorry. I was a big fan of both of them. All right, so let's go on to the first one. We're going to go real fast through these. American Hustle, the story of Jeremy Renner and Jennifer Lawrence and fat Christian Bale.
Looking like Adam West.
And basically, it's about the story about how they learn. I think they join a dance competition or something, and it's all about doing the hustle.
It's a lot about Jennifer Lawrence wearing low-cut tops.
And that, who doesn't want to see that? You know what I mean? And actually, I think the original title, once they saw her in the dress, was American Hustle and Bustle, but the title was too long, so they had to cut it out. So
That's not what a bustle covers. You know that, right?
I don't, actually.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that after.
It's okay.
This is the segment of the show we like to call Lon Learns Something New. We'll
I
talk
do.
about that later.
All right, the next new movie on our list that we saw was Captain Phillips, starring Tom Hanks. And he plays a seaman, I think, is what or a sailor.
Right? It's a young boy that when he says the magic word Poseidon, gets superpowers and becomes Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips of the sea, right? Is that what it is, or
Right,
something?
exactly.
And he fights pirates and stuff. It's kind of like a Johnny Depp Caribbean movie or something,
you know,
right?
not to be dismissive. It is actually a film about a guy who withstood Somali pirates, and what's interesting about it, and I think even in the acting nominations, is that so the Somali pirates were played by actual Somali refugees,
Right.
Who
not
were like,
Somali pirates.
No, not
Right.
Somali pirates, because that would be double dipping, profiting from their
Right.
crime. And no, this is
Now,
people
were there-
that have escaped and were like living in Milwaukee.
I heard about Detroit or Michigan or something like that. But so it's not, and no Pittsburgh Pirates were in this at all. Just Somali pirates.
Right.
Okay. Good. Good.
No
to hear.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay. Good to know. No Jolly
Yes.
Rogers. Okay.
I could totally go for Jolly Rancher though.
I love Jolly Ranchers.
I know.
They do suck, but in a good way. The next one on our
I feel
list
my
is
IQ dropping by the minute.
Dallas Buyers Club. Now, this one's getting a lot of attention because it won some Golden Globes. This is the story of Matthew McConaughey, Skinny McConaughey.
Skinny McConaughey.
It's funny, though. I wish we could have got a movie with Fat Christian Bale and Skinny McConaughey in the same movie.
That's going to be the Laurel and Hardy story.
That
They're
would've
actually
been
going to start
awesome.
doing that next year.
They could have done that.
They'll start shooting that next
So
year.
Dallas Buyers Club, from what I understand off of the title, is that basically Matthew McConaughey plays a guy who, I guess, funds the late night soap Dallas, I think, is what it is, and he buys.
Did you think 10 o'clock was late night? Is that what you said?
Well,
it was a
late night back then was called a late night soap because it wasn't during the daytime.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, primetime soap.
And
yeah.
apparently he wears like a cowboy hat to emulate the late Larry Hagman as a kind of a tribute, kind of an honor.
And Jared Leto plays both Patrick Duffy and Victoria Principal's
Exactly,
roles.
and
Yes.
it's amazing. His performance is amazing. You have to see it. It's I can't, like, every time I saw him on screen, I was like, wow, this is 30 seconds from Mars. This is like 30 seconds from my heart. Okay.
And when you saw him on screen, that was just in my so-called life reruns, right?
I don't even know who Jared Leto is.
Oh, okay.
The
Well,
next
you got
movie,
30 Seconds to Mars. That was pretty good.
the next picture on the list is Gravity.
Okay,
We've actually both
what's
seen
great
this
about
one,
this
yeah,
film
so-
is it's the one we've both seen.
This stars Sandra Bullock with
George Clooney.
and they're
that's
both
about it.
floating around in space. Hey, actually, let's do a quick recreation. We're going to show a clip that me and you are both acting out. I'll be Bullock, you be Clooney. How do you?
Oh,
wanna do it?
I prefer that, yeah.
Okay, here we go, and go. Whoa!
Just stay calm.
The
Just stay
gravity.
calm. You're
It's
gonna be
driving
okay.
me crazy.
You're gonna be okay.
Oh my God, I'm losing
gonna be
it.
okay.
And scene. Awesome, great. So yeah, it was like 90 minutes of that. So
At times.
thank you guys, appreciate it.
But
We
if
are-
we talk seriously about one film, since we actually both saw it, is to say this one is nominated, I believe, because it is actually a movie that was released in IMAX and 3D, and really to truly enjoy it, I mean, to its fullest, it's worth the IMAX and the 3D.
It was definitely an
it's a
in-theater experience.
spectacle.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I may offend people, and I mean this honestly. I might, is that I feel like as beautifully shot as it was an art film for people who don't like art films. Because every image was very obvious, and everything that was going on, every line of dialogue was just hammering home, the theme of the movie, and the shots were it was just obvious. It was beautiful. I was very tense. At one point, I was ready to scream. Could something go right for this woman just once?
I know, right?
It was totally. But
well, I just want to
I think it's
know.
in there because everybody just talked it up, and it's an amazing spectacle.
I just want to know
I
why
wanna
it's
watch it at
called
home.
Gravity when the whole movie's about a woman that doesn't have any gravity. She's floating around with no gravity the whole movie. Why is it called? Anyways, it's a stupid title. The next movie on our list is the new Spike Lee movie, Her. And
Spike Jonze.
what?
Very different filmmakers.
Who?
Spike Jonze.
Whatever. It's a
Spike
Spike.
Lee made Old Boy. So Old Boy and Her. I understand why you were very confused.
Oh,
by the
boy,
two.
Her. That was the mix-up.
Right.
Sorry.
It was pronoun trouble.
So anyways, Her is the
Nice
story
job,
of
Daffy.
this chick who looks like, I think, Joaquin Phoenix or something. And I think that possibly he gets like a sex change or something, and then he changes
And
his
becomes
voice
an
to
iPhone.
Scarlett
Becomes
Johansson
an iPhone. Yes.
or something. Yeah, so
Which
it's
is
really
going to happen
good.
to all of us eventually anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that it was pretty good from what I gathered. So,
Right. And
the
you
next,
didn't gather much.
no, I didn't.
But I like his mustache.
It was very
It's
Her-ish.
it's
Yeah.
very fluffy. It's,
Mhm.
yeah.
The next one on our list is all in black and white, which is very rare these days, especially for a Best Picture nomination. That is Nebraska, starring was Laura Dern and somebody else.
That'd be Laura's father, Bruce.
Bruce
Dern.
Wayne. Bruce Dern.
Were you
Got
with
it.
me at Wonder? Big Wow, the year he was signing.
I was, and I don't think he was talking about Nebraska.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But he was just very intense, very scary. I was terrified talking
Really?
to him. Oh yeah, he was very aggressive.
55 years in the business. That's what they're saying
Yeah,
on the commercials.
I give respect.
And also in it, though, what's great is Will Forte
Yes.
plays his son,
Yes.
ex-SNL vet. And who knew he could be in a feature Best Picture.
Who would have thought that about Bill Murray?
I did. I always believed in you, Bill.
Did you really?
And Bill, I know that you take weird journeys
You're
around
young
like
enough
the
that you-
country and stuff.
You're young enough.
Come hang out with us.
You don't remember when Meatballs first came out?
Oh, I do.
No,
It just doesn't matter.
No, I'm saying you probably
just
saw it, but you
doesn't
didn't see it.
matter.
You're like you were a baby.
And I'm ready for the summer.
Okay.
All right. And next on our list is a movie that I don't even know if I can pronounce. Philomena.
Philomena.
It stars a bunch of British people, and I don't care.
Dame Judi Dench.
Oh,
and
right.
Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan from Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
I did know that. And I think he was in, and the other
And
one
he
was
wrote
in
it as well.
Was in Downtown Abbey, right?
Right.
Right.
You may know her as M in the Bond films.
I don't really
No,
watch those.
no.
Yeah.
The bondage films. How about that?
Oh yeah, I've seen
yeah.
those.
Okay. Well, anyway, so
and I think her name was.
And this was based on. Oh, I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, you're
I'm
pronouncing
sorry.
it
I'm
wrong.
sorry.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it was. It's actually based on a true story.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. About a
So
woman.
you've seen it?
I have not.
Oh,
And it's not.
okay.
It's actually the one I want to see most because I like Steve Coogan.
Oh, I like him too. He's a funny guy.
He was funny. In
All right,
Tropic Thunder.
next on the list we have two more to go. People,
Okay.
hang in there.
That's
We're
a lot.
trying to get your Oscar juices flowing here. So
Can you feel it?
the next one is
Like a
12
river.
Years a Slave.
Oh yeah.
And this is a picture where this guy
I think
spends
the title-
12 years as a slave.
The title says it all, and not to make light of it, but it is. It's one that I just feel like. Oh, I know this is.
Now,
awful.
here's the challenge.
This is going to be the feel bad movie of the year, and
Here's
I just
the
don't,
challenge.
I honestly don't want. I have no desire.
For $100
Mhm.
that I will not pay, the viewers at home will pay in. Please.
What
send
really?
in.
We're going to get money doing this?
No, for you.
Oh.
This is the challenge. Say the lead actor's name correctly. Go.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Judges? All right. The viewers owe him $100. So send that in right
I
now.
actually learned to spell it and pronounce it because there was like a brief period of time about 5 years ago when he was showing up in every sci-fi movie, and I kept having to write reviews.
What was his name again?
Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's in Fire.
He was in Firefly,
He's in
right?
Serenity, the
Serenity,
movie
correct.
version.
I like
the
him.
movie sequel. He's a good actor. He's a very good actor.
And he's British.
And it's also this also marks I believe the first of two films in which Benedict Cumberbatch plays an American.
Whoa. Get out of here.
So,
And Brad Pitt plays himself in the film.
Plays
I think technically
the poster in Italy.
he plays
yes.
Benjamin Button in like
midway
midway through his
absolutely,
life.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
And again, this is probably the one that's going to win, and I'm sure it is a great film. I just know I'm going to walk out of that feeling like I am so sorry I'm alive right now.
You realize there's a controversy around this film, right?
What is that controversy?
The controversy is this film is directed by Steve McQueen.
But not the action star who's dead.
Right. Now, what is the Screen Actors rule on that?
He's not an actor.
Okay. What about director? Oh, I
No,
thought there was a
you-
Hollywood rule
no,
that you
There's
couldn't have the
there
same
is
name.
Actually, there is a SAG rule, Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, rule that you cannot have no two actors can have the same name. Steve McQueen is a director only. He is not an actor. But I also don't know, even if it was a controversy, if there is a rule that applies once one has
passed on.
Like, I think Eddie Albert, the actor, and his son was Edward Albert.
Interesting. I'm just saying.
I don't know about juniors.
But isn't that kind of ballsy? Everybody knows who Steve McQueen is.
I got over the...
Wouldn't you just go Steven?
I don't think everybody
or
knows
Steve J. McQueen. Or
I would challenge you, that $100 I won for saying Chiwetel Ejiofor's name correctly three times now.
Give it to me.
Which means he's going to appear in the mirror.
Okay.
I would challenge you to ask anyone under 25 who Steve McQueen is.
Dave, who's Steve McQueen?
Old race car actor.
Are you under 25?
Actor.
I'm 25.
Oh, damn it.
Yes. Give me that $100.
Well, here you go.
All right.
That was the worst pantomime I've done all month.
And he's in improv.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
All right. We got one more.
I'm making it rain.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Give it here. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby.
Yes.
All right. He is an improv master.
All Monopoly money.
And the last film on our list for Best Picture is I guess it's a story about lichens or something. The Wolf on Wall Street. Is that what it is?
First of all, the joke you were going for would be lycanthropes. Lichens are little mosses that grow.
No, they say lichens in the Underworld movie. Don't they call them lichens?
Oh, God. Okay, yes.
Give me that $100.
Oh,
all right, make it rain. Oh, yeah, give it here.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I forget. Yeah, oh, God. Lycanthropes. Anyway, yes, this was for those who thought that I don't know, because it actually has been very controversial, but apparently there's a lot of sex in it and
drugs, and
Jonah Hill has gotten his second Oscar nomination out of it.
Good for him.
And The Wolf of Wall Street feels like a modern day, I was thinking, Great Gatsby, because you got Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? I haven't seen it.
No, we haven't. But
it reminds. Did you ever see that movie Boiler Room with Ben Affleck?
I did, which was also like Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that start to finish either. But Boiler Room I have seen.
I have seen Boiler Room.
So when I saw the trailers for this, I went, oh, it's just another Boiler Room. But apparently it's sexier.
Well, it's directed by Martin Scorsese as opposed to Boiler Room, which was directed by something.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, or whatever his name is. So.
Boiler Room had Vin Diesel, and this has Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know. Who would win in a fight?
Probably Vin Diesel, because he's Groot.
Right. He is Groot. All right. Well, now, real fast, before we pass on this segment, what's our prediction? Who do we think is going to win Best Picture out of those that we just
12 Years a Slave.
I'm going to go with the Golden Globe winner and put my money on American Hustle. Just to be
12 Years a Slave. All right, so we'll come back and
we'll come back and we'll see.
Talk about Best Actress, Best Actor.
We don't have time, unfortunately.
Bruce Stern. I'm just going to say it.
Really? Has he won one ever?
No.
Okay,
that's
then
why. He's
sentimental vote.
Good Lord, no.
And I'm going to
plus he'll kill the Academy if they don't.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Second.
Her boobs.
Oh.
Yeah, separate category.
Okay.
Best breasts is what we're calling them. All right, moving on to our next segment. We got a lot more to cover. It's time to debate what's coming in next on our Versus segment. Get it!
Girls again, just like 6th grade.
All right. So we're talking this week. Since we're in the movie kick, let's keep it going with movies. As geeks, nerds, fans, movie fans of the whole genre, we were promised the middle of last year maybe this magical time coming up, the summer of 2015. Now,
'twas a golden age, but now 'tis not to be.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. But what was promised to us first? 2015. We were promised a new Star Wars film.
Yes. Which technically we are still going to
Hold on. Let's just get to where the summer,
but it's the summer of 2015.
Summer of 2015. We're going to get a new Star Wars film. We're going to get Avengers 2. We were going to get a whole bunch of other stuff. A Man of Steel sequel where he fights Batman. We were going to get all this stuff. It was just announced in the last couple of weeks.
Mad Max. Don't forget we're going to get a Mad Max.
Yeah, we're going to get another Terminator reboot. We're going to get a Jurassic Park. We're going to get a Mad Max.
It's like the summer of 1982 all over again.
Yeah, and movie fans were going crazy because it's like, all of this in one summer, how's that even possible? But then as reality started to settle in and people started to realize we can't turn out good movies that quick, Star Wars
Or at all.
Star Wars was pushed back to the end of the year,
December 18th,
And it was-
2015.
and it was just announced last week that
It's on Friday, right? Yeah.
yeah, I think that the Man of Steel sequel, Superman Batman,
Has been pushed back to
a year.
May 6th, 2016.
Right. So now all these movies that were promised are dropping like flies. So I guess my question to you is, Derek,
Mm-hmm.
will the summer movie season of 2015 that was promised to be a blockbuster, is it now going to be lackluster?
Well, for me, it's going to give me time to pick up a Dickens novel. I haven't done that in a while, so there'll be.
You haven't
time
picked up a Dickens in a while?
No, not a novel.
Oh,
no.
okay.
You know, now it's like you can just push, even though we cut the one segment that I didn't want to do.
don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're horrible.
I didn't even bring that up.
Yeah, anyway,
I have not seen that movie. Okay, go ahead.
or read a novel.
Mm-hmm.
I know, no, not at all. Anyway, the thing is, it's still going to be packed, and the reality is there are too many. I mean, when we were kids, granted it was probably like a decade apart, but still, I think you're old enough, if I may, to say that when we were kids and there was a cool movie, you had time, you'd go to see that thing 5 or 6 times in the theater.
True.
But the summer that they had planned for us, there was a new movie every weekend. Actually, there's probably two or three, because there's some we may not be looking forward to, but they'll be great sleepers. I think
Right.
the other one for 2015 is The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
Or The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I can't remember where we are in it. Dawn,
No, it started
Rise,
with Rise, and now it goes to Dawn,
Dawn.
and then the last one I think is
Day of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I think it's like Party with the Planet of the Apes. Yeah.
I'm totally looking forward to that.
It's a beach one.
It'd be like
Yeah.
Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp all over again.
I don't even know.
I know
what
you're
that is.
too
Okay.
young for that.
Right.
But anyway, so I mean, it's just too much, and so that which happens. The last 2 summers, they've had these blockbusters head to head, and some of them have legitimately been bad films. But that's one of the reasons the studios want, so they can sleep at night and believe that the producers know best. Like why The Lone Ranger tanked. Oh, there was too much other stuff around it. Like Monster
No, it
University
just
was
sucked.
big. No, I know that, but
I have not seen that movie.
Okay. But it's one of the few times that you and I will agree you don't need to see that movie to be right.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I want you to treasure this night because I said
Well, I
that.
just want to know, why is he called the Lone Ranger if he's
He's
with the
with
Indian all the time? You know what I mean? The Native American, sorry.
Yes.
He's not alone.
It was there in the song,
okay.
which wasn't in the movie at all, which is another problem I have with it. But they did.
Okay. Well,
I'm
just saying, stupid title.
No,
So,
it's not. Oh my God.
All right.
No, but we're still gonna. I think I would rather that they push back because they're not. They know they're not ready, because everybody takes this like, well, it's gonna be bad. And I said the same thing about Superman versus Batman. I think that Superman versus Batman, everything they've done, they've backed into it. Like at Comic-Con, they knew Marvel was gonna dazzle with a whole bunch of stuff.
And I don't think we touched on that either, though. Too part of the rumors why they pushed back Batman Superman
yeah.
is that they're potentially going to try and shoot a Justice League film
back to back
at the same time.
We've heard that. There's been all kinds of reasons. That's to say, is they just kind of, like I said, they not back to back. They back into things. Because up until Comic-Con, everything was, here's what Man of Steel 2 was going to be. Maybe Lex Luthor's going to be there. We don't know. And then suddenly they went, hey, how about Superman versus Batman? All they had for their presentation was a logo. Now, they've got guys, that could have taken a day. That was a snap judgment. Then they cast Ben Affleck, and they're like, okay, cool. It's not and the thing is, they've been talking to Ben Affleck to play Batman in a Justice League movie before. So they keep circling around the same ideas, and I don't think they know what they're going to do with it yet. I don't think, no one has said they have a plot. So it's better to say, let's not release it in 2015 when here in 2014 we're running out of time to write a script.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's kind of the state of movies today, is that
Yeah.
they sell the title now before they even sell
But and
the product.
amazingly, this is the first year, 2014 facing us right now, this is the first year without a Pixar film.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
Because they realized they were not ready, and they had to go back.
What was last year's one?
Last year was Monsters
Planes?
University.
Oh, okay.
No, Planes was actually not a Pixar film at all, even though it was set in the universe of Cars. So it was Toon Disney. It was supposed
What was
to be direct
Frozen?
video.
I just saw that
Frozen's
today.
a regular Disney film.
Oh, okay.
So I know it gets confusing because they're all 3D CG, right?
Right.
But no, there's a very distinct and different. Pixar's up here, Disney's down there, and they're doing work that looks similar, but they are completely separate studios.
Okay. Well,
so I'd rather wait till they've got the movie ready instead of forcing it to a date.
I do think that the summer of 2015, the way it existed in our minds, maybe a month ago, was going to be this like promised land of movie goodness. Now that without Star Wars, now without Man of Steel, I think it's less. But I also think
I can see Avengers: Age of Ultron 3-4 times.
Yeah, or Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. And we're still going to get a Mad Max and everything else. So I think it won't be the big one that was promised, but I think we're still going to be satisfied and happy.
And there's probably going to be a Hunger Games in there, and those are actually good movies.
I love me some Hunger Games.
Those are good.
Mm-hmm. They're delicious.
Afterwards, I'm dying to know what you thought about Frozen, because I would not have expected you to see
that. We will
movie.
Talk about that off the air. Anyways,
let it go.
We're running a little low on time here, so let's find out who is our Geek of the Week. Hit it. Our Geek of the Week this week was a person who he would probably admit that he was a geek. He probably openly does it on his nightly talk show every night. But last week he was fortunate enough to make a pretty big geek announcement.
A huge geek announcement.
And Derek pretty much geeked in his pants because
I freely admit this.
It was amazing. Our Geek of the Week this week is Conan O'Brien. Because Conan O'Brien tweeted this week.
That image right there.
That image we just showed you. What did he say, Derek? You're the master on this.
That Batman, what they call Batman 66, the TV series starring Adam West and Burt Ward, is coming to home video after years and years of legal entanglements. I swear to God, because I talked to Adam West 2 years ago, and that was my one thing. Is like, I want this to come on home to DVD before my kid is too old to appreciate it.
A lot of people have wanted this.
And
on
Adam
DVD.
West said, "I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime, old chum."
And Conan O'Brien, who is kind of connected, I think he is on the Warner Brother lot, isn't he?
Yeah, and then he's been working with Bruce Timm because he had a recurring character called the Flaming Sea. Yeah.
So Conan is in the know with the WB Home Entertainment at least.
Yeah.
And so they thought it was a good promotional thing to let him sit in the Batmobile, and he even tweeted, the information coming out. And so basically
the hip people got it first.
Right.
And that's, because you'd have to be following him. And
right.
Then it was like an hour later when then Warner Brothers confirmed it and sent out an email. So
there you go. So Conan O'Brien.
Coco!
Good job, buddy. We think it's awesome that, he's our favorite geek late night talk show host, and he comes out with this great geek announcement. So great job, Coco. You are our Geek of the Week. All right, so that's about all the time we have this week on Moron versus Fanboy. Thanks for watching. Also, thanks to our director, Rudy Loida. Also, thanks to our segment producer, Dave McGuire, tonight.
Woo-hoo!
You can always check us out online. I'm at MoronLife. I'm Lon Lopez at MoronLife.com.
And, of course, I'm Derek McCaw at FanboyPlanet.com.
And your Twitter is?
At FanboyPlanet.
I'm at MoronLife.
You change this every week.
We tried to streamline it tonight, but it's okay. You can still find us online. I have not watched this movie. But that's our show for tonight.
Not actually practice his spiel.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next week, and we'll give you more Moron versus Fanboy. Good night, guys.